So to start, CDH1 gene is like a set of instructions for creating something called E-cadherin. Think of E-cadherin as a special protein that hangs out in the walls of certain cells that line our body surfaces and spaces. You can find them in spots like the insides of our eyelids and mouths. This protein has a job to help these cells stick together, forming tidy groups. Now there's another character in our story called P120 cadherin. This one comes from the CPNN1 gene, and its job is to make sure E-cadherin stays where it should, kind of like a security guard. It stops E-cadherin from getting swallowed up by the cell and breaking down too soon. E-cadherin is like the star of the show among a group of similar proteins. It's in charge of making sure cells work well together and stay connected. Imagine it as a leader of a band, guiding everyone's moves. But it doesn't stop there. E-cadherin also helps the cells talk to each other, helps them grow up properly, and even tells certain genes what to do. And guess what? It's a bit of a hero too. It helps prevent cells from going crazy and growing too much, which can lead to trouble. Now here's where things get serious. The CDH1 gene is like the boss and E-cadherin is a worker in our cells. This worker is responsible for making sure cells stick together and work together. It's like a conductor leading a group of musicians. If the gene that makes E-cadherin gets messed up because of mutation, it's like a conductor going on a vacation and chaos breaking out. Cells might start growing too much, starting places they shouldn't, and causing a ruckus in the body. This can lead to things like tumors, growing, invading, moving around, and spreading. So in the next section, we'll be elaborating on the mutations in this gene.
Mutations in the CDH1 gene can primarily lead to an increased risk of developing hereditary diffuse gastric cancer, a rare inherited stomach cancer that is aggressive in nature. The risk of gastric cancer in individuals with CDH1 mutations is estimated to be around 70 to 80% by age 18. Since CDH1 mutations come in different forms, these may also contribute to an increased risk of around 40 to 60% for globular breast cancer in women. Moreover, people with CDH1 gene mutations are also associated with blepharoperiodontic syndrome, ovarian and prostate cancers, and are more likely to have developed orofacial clefting.
Now, how can you determine if you have the said mutation and be at risk for the cancer it can cause? First is to undergo a genetic testing. You may ask first your doctor, especially if you have a family physician, for guidance. This is also highly recommended if someone from your family has either an HDGC, stomach, or lobular breast type of cancer, as this can be linked to the said mutation due to a faulty CDH1 gene. Here are some references if you plan to undergo through such, which are based in the Philippines. However, there is no assurance that the current such can detect based in the Philippines. Here are some references. That is why if you plan to undergo through such, which are based, whether you believe it or not, humans can manage to live without a stomach. To treat a CDH1 genetic mutation, this is usually done by preventive measures, specifically involving a total gastrectomy. If that is the case, don't fear for your life getting shorter, as studies have shown that it can even make you live longer. So for women, don't forget to check for breast cancer by proper screening. Here are our references to providing you reliable information. With that, I hope you learned something from our talk. Thank you and see you next time. With that,